Hi everybody, welcome to your week 6 overview video. It is kind of hard to believe that we are here in the home stretch of this course. These 8-week courses, oh my gosh, I'm sure they're flying by for you as much as they are for me. So without further ado, your week 6 overview. We're getting right into our third and final strand of resources and effective curriculum models for gifted students. And the two primary topics that you'll be exploring this week in your reading are one, advocating for gifted programs. So in your textbook, there's a chapter about how you can help or tips you can do to help obtain money and other resources. And then you're going to go kind of earlier in your book, I think it's chapter 4, the 3 most widely used gifted curriculum models, where the book will survey a lot of models, which we're kind of splitting up over this week and the next week. So the models that we're going to primarily look at this week, both in your textbook and with the supplemental readings and few little videos that we have online, are these 3 that you see here on your screen. The school-wide enrichment model, or otherwise known as SEM. It's primarily Renzulli behind that model. The autonomous learner model, often well known by George Betts, and then the parallel curriculum model. And I really like all 3 of these models, primarily because they're not necessarily specific to a certain curriculum. It's all 3 of these models are able to be adopted or kind of layered really onto any curriculum, whether or not you teach elementary or whether or not you teach middle school, kind of high school. I mean, especially high school with the ALM and the PCM, maybe not as much as your school-wide enrichment model for high school, but you'll explore some of that this week. So just 2 readings in your textbook. Chapter 1 is the Getting What You Need chapter, and then chapter 4, an analysis of gifted education curricular models. There's no formal lecture recorded this week, and you'll see as we go down below for your assignments, there's also no formal discussion this week. That means that this is primarily a time for you to, 1, make sure you read about the curriculum models, but 2, finalize and finish up your instructional methods portfolio. That's your 100-point project that's due on Sunday. That's kind of the biggest project of this whole course. And so do take your time this week to review that. You can go back to the week 5 module overview video where I gave more further instruction on the instructional methods portfolio. So hopefully you watched that video in its entirety, and then you're able to kind of get started, or at least start brainstorming what unit of study you're going to want to work with. Your guidelines for this assignment and the template, please use the template. The template for your assignment are located in the assignment guidelines module. So just a reminder that with that 100-point assignment, your overview, your unit overview, which is in the template, it's all mapped out for you. It's 10 points. There are 3 lesson plans that are 25 points each. Each needs to have a different differentiation element. And make sure that the way in which you kind of redesign these 3 lesson plans that you have, that you're using one of the strategies that you've learned in this course, and we've showed you several strategies that you can use, but make sure that you're also keeping your learners in mind. Make sure that it's not just differentiating just because you can differentiate. It's differentiating because these gifted students in your class really need it in order to be serviced, in order to be challenged, in order to kind of help raise the ceiling for those gifted learners. So remember, you're just choosing 3 lessons out of your entire unit to differentiate. And then you have a reflection at the end, which is 10 points, and then 5 points for your grammar, usage, mechanics, punctuation, and style. I know this template is definitely not how you do a lesson plan on your own. Like, it's not the format that you use. So I get that. But just for the assignment, I'm just asking you to maybe copy paste what you would normally put in your lesson plan into this format, just to make not necessarily just to make the grading easier, but it just helps me kind of like really pinpoint the strategies that you're using and the ways that you're using them, rather than sometimes I feel like I have to read between the lines with some people's lessons plans just because I'm not quite sure how their brain is working or anything. So in order to assess that you understand how to apply some of these concepts and how to apply some of these strategies in your classroom, I'm asking that you follow the template. There are some examples provided for you. Now, all of those examples do not use this template. This template is new, and so keep that in mind, that the exemplars are there primarily for the content and for the quality or the rigor of the assignment that they submitted. So hopefully that will give you some insight into that instructional methods portfolio. Other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. I look forward to reading some of your week 5 discussions as you wrap those up with your competition and special programs review discussions. In addition to looking through these instructional methods portfolios as kind of your final cumulative assignment, in week 7, next week, you have your final course reflection. That assignment will be posted for you. You're welcome to go ahead and look through those guidelines if you'd like in the assignment guidelines module, or instead focus on your instructional methods portfolio this week and work on that reflection next week in week 7. Hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you online soon.